Welcome to Bone Up on Business. Joyce Bone interviews industry leaders on trending topics covering all areas of business. Prepare for the hour of power ahead, dedicated to creating wildly successful entrepreneurs and guaranteed to increase your business IQ. And now, your host, Joyce Bone.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Bone Up on Business. I am so happy that you've chosen to join us today. Thank you for that. Today we have an exciting show. We've got Steve Smalt with SoVerse. SoVerse creates the perfect website. We also have Mark Alarcon from the city of Stockbridge here to talk to us, as well as Brooke Siskin, who is a candidate for Georgia House District 95. First up, we have Steve. Dr. Steve Smalt is an accounting professor at Kennesaw State University. He teaches in the Masters of Accounting, the Masters of Business area, and Executive MBA programs. He's helped a number of teams take their entrepreneurial plans to market. And we're going to be talking about SoVerse.com today, which is one of those entrepreneurial student-led teams. Welcome to the show, Steve.
Hey, Joyce. Nice to be here. Thanks for inviting me.
All right. So why don't you kind of give us an overview of how you became involved with SoVerse and what that looks like for you?
Well, SoVerse.com kind of grew out of an MBA, out of our MBA program. We had student teams involved in developing business plans and presenting those plans as part of their academic programs to investor panels. And we had a group of students and former students who had been involved with developing these websites, web applications for a number of Fortune 50 companies that were also being asked by all these student groups to help them develop their websites for these business plan competitions. So as they were doing these one at a time, it struck several of the developers that there had to be an easier, better way to build a web application that was feature-rich in a much faster, quicker, less expensive format that could be basically floated out on the cloud and be done more inexpensively than the traditional web development. So they've basically taken that plan or that process and decided to take it to market.
Great. Yes, that's a problem for a lot of, especially small business owners, is the cost involved in getting a website up and running, and they're often left scratching their heads. So why don't you give us a quick overview of what SoVerse is and what they're doing?
Well, the idea is for them to take a website and develop a template that small businesses, or larger businesses for that matter, can actually build their own website if they can surf the internet, if they can develop a letter from a word processor or answer emails. They've got enough technical skills to actually create their own website and maintain it. Maintenance of a website is an important issue as well.
That's true. And a lot of people hire companies to create websites, but then they don't know how to maintain it, and they have to pay money and be at the beck and call and mercy of the person who upkeeps their website, which can be really frustrating.
Yeah, we're familiar with companies that have spent a lot of money to have websites developed, and then on the other hand spend a lot more money on the maintenance, and then they can't even change a particular feature about moving a button from one side of the page to the other. They've got to wait for time and money for someone else with technical skill to be able to do that. So that was kind of the what SoVerse.com grew out of.
Mm-hmm. I can personally attest to that. I know with my website at millionairemoms.com, my original one was a cold fusion site, which I guess is apparently old technology, but I was not aware of that because I'm more of a talker than a techie. So I was in that position where I got kind of stuck with not being able to operate my own website without having to hire somebody to make every little change. And that was extremely frustrating. So anywhere there's frustration or pain, there's opportunity for a good business model.
And part of what people who already, and companies who already have websites, most of the time, or many times, they don't have an application per se. They've got a static website, basically a brochure on the internet. an application, a web application, will actually help drive traffic and customers, potential customers, to your website. So the SoVerse tool includes many features that basic websites don't include.
Okay, so there's a difference between an application and a regular website. So an application, for those who might not be aware, is offers more power behind the scenes, I guess might be a good way to say it.
And additional features.
Mm-hmm.
For example, one feature might be mobile optimized websites. If you've used your smartphone or your tablet to search the internet, a lot of times you'll run across a website that doesn't format properly on your mobile device. Well, SoVerse has built that feature into their web application. Another might be a shopping cart. If you're trying to sell products online, if you've got a brochure website, well, then you don't have a shopping cart. You can't sell online. So again, this is another tool that has built into the SoVerse tool. You might have a web application that's you want to integrate with social media, for example, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Google+. All of these different web social media sites helps drive business to your application, to your company. Future customers can, out on Facebook, they can indicate that they've used your business and they're happy with it. Well, that all helps with search engine optimization, which is also an important feature that companies have to pay for if it's not built into their web application.
Right. I think that's an important factor worth noting. Is I know with my website, I was paying almost $100 a month in maintenance just for the core needs of hosting, of the e-commerce capability, domain name, all that, which my research shows that SoVerse includes all that at a fraction of the cost, which is why I went ahead and switched over. And I also like the fact that I don't have to stay current, because running a technology website is not my main focus. My main focus is getting to talk to people like you. So I don't necessarily want to have to keep up with all the trends like mobile optimization of my website. So it's reassuring to me to know that behind the scenes, SoVerse takes care of that and pushes it out for you, and you don't even have to think about it, because they do all the work behind the scenes and keep you up to date with the current trends, which, being mobily optimized does make a big difference when you're using a PDA, because it really helps with the load time and all that. So it's important, and that was something that I personally really appreciated.
Well, that was essentially how SoVerse grew. We realized, we did a lot of research about what a company that really has a successful internet presence needs that tool to accomplish. And so we built all those features in so that the average business person could be successful at what they're successful at and not have to worry about the technology that is constantly changing. One of the advantages of using a tool like SoVerse is that as new features come out, we'll be modifying the tool and push those features automatically out to everybody who has a SoVerse website. Right,
because I know with my former website, I called about getting it mobile optimized, and it was like $3,000 just to convert it. I was like, are you kidding? That's just not right.
No, for sure. There are companies out there that do nothing but one of these features. For example, mobile optimization. There's companies out there that will just provide you with a shopping cart. Another feature that we've got built into SoVerse is email marketing, like constant contact.
Right.
And there's companies that just do email marketing for you. And all those features are all built in. So part of the advantage of a product like SoVerse that is a web application as opposed to just a website is that it includes all those features for one low price.
It's a one-stop shop.
Exactly.
And that's why I call it the perfect website. So let's talk about companies that that need a website or those that already have a website. Let's talk about, do you know how many people have websites?
Well, about 40% of all companies still don't have websites.
Wow, really?
That's quite a large number. And 2/3 of those that do have websites, as I said, they have static websites. They're brochures, essentially. It's a paper brochure on the internet that doesn't do anything to help drive business to their businesses, to customers and new customers and potential customers.
Right. Well, that's important. So, search engine optimization is a term some people are aware of, some people aren't, but that's basically what gets you to the top of Google. Because let's say you're a dry cleaner and you're not on the first page of Google, you're on page 4. What are the odds of being found?
Well, how many times do you go to page 4 when
Never.
you're doing a Google search
So that's why
or
it's
a Bing
important.
search, whatever? Yeah, for
Exactly.
sure. Search engine optimization is, you can go to Google and they have Google Ads where you can rent space across the top of the a Google search page with keywords or down the right-hand side. But typically, as a Google user or a Bing user, I'll go do a Google search and the first place I go are to the organic search sites that appear because they're all free.
Well, and you know that the other people are paying to be there, and so you want to check out the
and then
free ones.
they're trying to sell me something, and
Right.
I have an aversion to being sold. So
Nobody likes to be sold, but everybody likes to buy.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. So in any case, what you want, what a company would want, a successful company would want, was that they would want, if somebody searched on a keyword that related to their business, that their company would show up on that first page. Well, organically show up and appear on that first page. And the first couple of lines would be the
Ideal.
best, obviously. So without having to pay for that, without having to pay Google to be on the top page or on the right-hand side. You want to show up organically and not have to pay for that. Well, there are features about SoVerse.com that build in the notion of search engine optimization. In other words, there are features that drive how high in the search list a company or a name or a website shows up in that listing. Those features are built into this SoVerse tool so that automatically your website will be pushed to the top of that list. So you'll appear on that first page, all included in that $44.95 per month gold membership.
That's just amazing. I've also looked into, before I was doing everything piecemeal, paying one company to do this, one company to do that. And search engine optimization can cost a lot of money depending on who you're working with, and the results can be mixed.
We've talked to small businesses that pay upwards of thousands of dollars a month just to appear organically in the top one or two pages of the of a search, Bing or Google or Yahoo.
Right. So it's just amazing that all that can be encapsulated for a very reasonable price.
The other important feature that we've included is email marketing. I mentioned constant contact a minute ago, but email marketing is really important for you. It's a great tool for you to stay in touch with your customers. If you have potential customers who've indicated that they want to be on a newsletter, for example, we've got a series of templates that you can select from that look professional, that make you appear bigger than you are. So a small business can take a tool like this and begin to drive business revenue to their company by utilizing their website for more than just a static brochure.
That's great. And I read some statistics at SoVerse, the small business owners that did not have a presence that got onto a SoVerse site increased their revenues by like 35% or better because they had made the shift onto the internet and were using the e-commerce and the search engine optimization to help grow their business. So that's wonderful.
It's a fascinating tool. It works really well, and we're real proud of what this team has developed. As I said, there's students and former students from all over the campus have joined in to assist with this effort. So we're excited about how well it's been received. We've got over 600. We had over 600 beta sites in development, and all of those sites have converted into revenue-generating sites for SoVerse. And so it's exciting to watch the acceptance of this tool and companies grow up out of the ground and be successful as a result.
Right. So the 600 beta customers converted to paying customers. That's a big testament to SoVerse and also to Kennesaw State for creating such a wonderful environment for students to create businesses with.
It's a great program, whether it's in the Master of Accounting program or the MBA program. We pride ourselves on having an application-oriented curriculum that basically brings students to where the rubber meets the road, so to speak, before they get out and have to do it for the real.
Right, and I think that is what kind of sets Kennesaw State apart, is that it is very much a rubber to the road kind of university, and you really do get that real world opportunity to try new things, and SoVerse is just a wonderful example of that.
For sure. We have, over the last 5 or 6 years, I've assisted a number of different companies that have grown up out of the ground out of these types of team-oriented case projects.
Mm-hmm. Well, I just want to go back to the beta customers. I think that is a real big testament that if they had a free trial period and all of them converted to paying clients, it must be that it's a no-brainer.
Well, so far we think so. We think so anyway, but that is a testament to the fact that they wouldn't be converting from a free site. And anybody can get a free site, actually, not just a beta customer. Anybody can sign up and build a free website. And obviously, there are fewer features with a free site, but those companies that do start with free sites have the opportunity to upgrade and develop more and buy more features as they go. But the best program, the most expensive program, is $44.95.
That's amazing. So for people with champagne taste on a beer budget, they can actually get that champagne for a change.
That's right. Without
going bust. So that's great. Now, there's a lot of different websites out there, and we covered a lot of the features with SoVerse. We talked about what makes SoVerse unique. So, what's the difference between like a GoDaddy or a Google type website that you want to make sure that people know SoVerse is different?
Well, to begin with, those sites essentially are brochure sites. Mm-hmm. They're relatively inexpensive, but they don't give you very much.
Right.
And if you
get what you pay for, right?
If you want more features, you can buy them. Mm-hmm. But we've done cost analysis against Google, Intuit, GoDaddy, a host of different. If you go to the website, we have that type of information out there as well, comparisons. But you could end up spending a lot more money than our gold membership, which is $44.95.
That's great. Well, we have about a minute and a half left, and do you want to talk about any other products?
Sure. We have another feature, a product that we offer, a vertical, basically for personal websites, which I'm pretty excited about. There are a number of reasons that an individual might want a personal website. Say, for example, you're trying to distinguish yourself in the marketplace. You're looking for a job, for example. You're unemployed or underemployed. Sites like Career Builder recommend that individuals have their own personal website where they can identify and upload videos and highlight their accomplishments, their career accomplishments, in the form of a website.
Right.
Well, Career Profiles is a product that we offer through SoVerse.com that does exactly that.
That's great. It's all about branding in today's marketplace, isn't it?
Whether you're a business or an individual, it is about branding.
Okay, well, with that, why don't you go ahead and give out the website so people who want to learn more can?
For sure. It's SoVerse.com.
That's SoVerse.com. Thanks for being here today, Dr. Smalt. We appreciate it. And this is Bone Up on Business on Biz 1190. We'll be back in just a moment.
Guess what, Georgia? Recycling just got easier thanks to the team at Waste Pro. Whether it's tossing items into your curbside container at home, being environmentally friendly at the workplace, or properly disposing of your recyclables at local events, Waste Pro can serve all recycling collection and processing. Waste Pro provides residential and commercial solid waste collection, processing, and disposal. Waste Pro cares for the communities they serve and truly are the waste professionals. Call Waste Pro at 770-777-1447, 770-777-1447.